Okay, John Nanny, John Nanny, I'm the Chief over the Field Operations Command. Today at approximately 3:47 p.m., Harris County Sheriff's Office patrol deputies responded to a Meet the Citizen call here in the 15,000 block of Ridland Street here in Channelview. A female caller reported a male acting suspiciously and claiming to be a police officer. Deputies arrived on scene and made contact with the male, requesting official identification, which he was unable to provide. The male became increasingly evasive and suspicious, and at one point stepped back and produced a handgun. Preliminary information indicates that the male fired at the deputies, who returned fire and took cover. The suspect was struck. Deputies immediately initiated life-saving measures and requested EMS. The male was pronounced deceased on the scene by EMS. Both deputies were miraculously unharmed. The Harris County Sheriff's Office, homicide detectives, and crime scene investigators are conducting investigations. All findings will be presented to the Harris County District Attorney's Office for review by a grand jury. The HCSO Internal Affairs Division is conducting an independent administrative review, and the District Attorney's Office Civil Rights Division is also conducting an independent investigation, which is standard in any officer-involved shooting. All information as of now is preliminary and subject to change. There is no ongoing threat to the community. Anyone with information or video related to this incident is encouraged to contact the Harris County Sheriff's Office non-emergency line at 713-221-6000. One of the deputies is a 37-year-old deputy with 13 years on duty. The second deputy is 40 years of age and 4.5 year veteran as well. That's all the information that I provided is preliminary, and as I mentioned before, subject to change. At this time, I'll take any questions.
The two deputies
Have there been prior calls for service at this area?
Not that we found at this time.
Now, when you say that someone said that he was claiming to be an officer or a police officer, I'm assuming.
Right.
When your officers approached him, did he have any uniform or anything?
No, he was in plain clothes, and they were asking him repeated times for any type of identification and trying to establish why he was over in that area.
Do you know if maybe some other were victims of him in the past?
We don't know that right now. We're still trying to identify him. The scene is still very active at this time, so we don't have that information.
So the woman that he had encountered, did he know her or did she know him?
At this time, she's saying that she did not know him.
Okay, and he said he was trying to arrest her, or what was he trying to do?
Well, we haven't established that. That's part of the investigation. We just know it's at the dead end down here by her residence. And she said that he was outside acting suspiciously and had made contact with her and said that he was a police officer.
And then she called you guys?
That was relayed to us through our dispatch, yes.
My question is, did he act alone?
He was by himself as far as we know.
Okay, but he wasn't a resident of this area,
Well, we don't know where he's from exactly,
okay.
So that's still under investigation because it's still an active scene.
Can you give us any description of the suspect?
The suspect is I'm going to say approximately 50-year-old Hispanic male.
Okay.
Did he drive up here in a vehicle?
There was a vehicle down there, and at this time we believe it was his, but once again, that is still under investigation as well.
The victim is also Hispanic?
The caller, the
Yeah.
reportee, I don't have that information. I'm sorry.
So when you say acting suspiciously, what does that mean?
That's part of our investigation. It's what we do know is that while the deputies were encountering him, he pulled a weapon on them.
Okay, but
was he like walking around weird?
Well, that's part of our investigation.
And the victim or the reportee, did she say that she saw a weapon?
There was no indication of a weapon prior to our arrival. So
she wasn't harmed in any way?
No, she's not harming. She's cooperating with the investigation as well.
Did he say why he came here specifically?
They were trying to establish who he was. That they did the conversation. That's all being unraveled right now.
At the time of the encounter, both deputies shot at him?
We believe both deputies discharged their weapons at this time, yes.
All right, Steve, on HTX Media here. Is there any indication that the gentleman could have possibly had some type of medical episode that would cause him to maybe not be in his right state of mind to do something like that?
Well, that's all speculation. The ME's office will do a toxicology, see if he was under the influence of any type of substances, but He was conversing with the deputies at the time when all of a sudden he became more evasive and pulled the weapon.
Was the suspect speaking in English or Spanish?
Right now we believe he was speaking both, kind of some back and forth, but mostly Spanish. So
What is your policy on body cam release?
our policy is that there is body cam footage, and we should be able to release it. I think our policy is 45 days. Yeah.
Any idea if the suspect is from this area?
We don't know that right now.
So did he identify himself as a law enforcement officer to the deputies prior to the shooting?
Not that we can see right now, but we're still trying to unravel all that as well.
Did he tell her that?
According to the caller, that he presented himself to her as a police officer.
Did he say like what agency or anything like that?
No, it didn't appear that he is a police
We
officer.
don't believe he is.
No,
And was
by
he-
no means.
You say police officer. You're saying police.
Well, I'm just saying what the call slip said. It said that she said that he was telling her that he was a police officer.
And was he trying to get into her house?
It went out as the call slip was not like a home invasion or some type of breaking and entering. It was a meet the citizen, as if he was out there acting suspicious, and it sounded like it's pure speculation that she confronted him, and that's whenever he said something. I don't know how they became into contact. I don't know if he knocked on her door or she came out and met him. We don't know that yet.
Only
State
house.
preliminary investigation that there was no correlation between the two. Correct?
They do not know each other as far as we know at this time.
But there was no other house that he might have been in contact with.
No, we don't know that. We're still looking into that.
So you don't know if they were like had their situation outside or inside, the woman and the suspect,
We don't believe he was ever inside. He was outside at his car whenever the deputies arrived.
and she was out there talking to him.
No, she was not. She wasn't
stayed
there.
in her house.
Yes, as far as we know, yes.
So she was communicating from her house with him?
I don't. We don't know that right now. It's still under investigation.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Anything else
Thank
to
you.
put out on